Pour it hot, pull it close. Sun's already on the porch. You've been working twice as hard for something you already got. Another orange morning, it's time to show. Another orange morning, it's time to grow. Another orange morning, let the updates flow. Another orange morning, you already know. Friends are coming through the door. Wheels are spinning on the floor. We don't know what we don't know. That's the only way to grow. Oh, another orange morning, it's time to show. Another orange morning, it's time to grow. Another orange morning, let the updates flow. Another orange morning, you already know. What you're looking for is in your hand. Been there all along. Pour another cup and pull a chair. Sing along. Another orange morning, it's time to show. Another orange morning, it's time to grow. Another orange morning, let the updates flow. Another orange morning, you already know. Hey! Hey!
Good morning, HubSpot Nation. Welcome to another Orange Morning. It is Friday, July 31st, 2026, here with Casey and Madeline. Good morning.
Good morning. Happy Friday.
Indeed. Last day of
Madeline,
July.
Madeline, your plant behind you is looking very nice and healthy.
Thank you. I've been working hard on it. I have grow lights everywhere, and yeah, I think they're happy finally.
The hard work is paying off for sure. Speaking of hard work paying off,
Sorry, Chris.
HubSpot is hard at work on the way to Unbound. What are they working on?
There are a ton of updates from yesterday. We went through some of them, but not all of them. And then already a few from today that look interesting to me.
A new look for the marketing email editor.
I thought that you might be excited about this.
I'm excited that I'm sure both of you are excited. What is it? A new look for the marketing email editor. You'll see a streamlined layout with a collapsed sidebar, floating editing tools, and a persistent action bar, all designed to put your email content front and center.
Why does it matter? For marketers who design emails regularly, working in the editor has meant managing competing panels, sidebars, headers, toolbar, and settings, all vying for limited screen space. The result, more time navigating than designing. With the new look, you can now see your full email edge to edge. The sidebar collapses to an icon stripe so your email preview fills the screen. Reach key actions without opening menus, A/B testing, preview, and test in a persistent tab bar, always visible one click away. Switch device views without leaving your canvas. Desktop and mobile preview toggles sit in the bottom corner alongside undo and redo. I was hoping there would be a screenshot in here, but there's not. So we'll have to wait and see.
Gonna go request beta.
I am a little surprised. I mean, maybe I shouldn't be. They redid the email editor not long ago.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. But I wonder if they got some feedback that maybe it was a little too much for people.
Mm-hmm.
And because it makes sense. I agree with all of the rationale that you just read. And I think maybe that was what the goal was of the previous redesign. But it is a lot of clicking. Like it's, or not clicking, it's a lot of kind of guessing where you're supposed to access a setting that we know exists. And maybe this will make it a little more intuitive.
Yeah. Curious to see what it will look like. I'm sure we'll continue to see this update come up. It's in private beta now. So as it continues to show up, we will check it out together.
Yeah, I think we're also like entering a phase of HubSpot where the concept of like floating controls, right, like requires basically a canvas style experience wherever you might be. So usually once they see that they're onto something with the design or a format of a page or record type or whatever it might be in HubSpot.
That's kind of a gotcha sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. And I did find that files has a new section of its own. There's like 6 related files, including write and read and delete, related to the file manager, which seems pretty powerful.
Yeah.
In sales free, like one of the hardest parts is understanding the overlap between Sales Hub and Service Hub, right? And now like CRM, Smart CRM by itself, like actually removed the need to care about that a little bit. Core seats and just assigning it to Sales Hub makes 0 sense in this moment. So I will leave it at that. Help us not be confused by these updates, HubSpot. Anything else getting your attention here?
Have you guys talked about, I'm assuming you have this week, but associations as lookup properties?
We
Big day. Yeah.
Yeah.
On Monday or Tuesday?
Cool.
It was
No,
Tuesday. I think it was with
Tuesday.
Yeah, I think it was with right.
Yeah. What's changed since then? Specified which relationship types. So one-to-one custom labeled associations is what this release currently supports. The update itself, lookup properties are a new property field type that lets you reference another CRM record as a property value, capturing not just that 2 records are related, but the nature of that relationship through a labeled association. Lookup properties will be available everywhere properties are surfaced today, on record pages, forms, lists, workflows, reports, and custom views.
Why does it matter? When you need to capture a relationship between records, the current experience splits the work across 2 separate mental models: properties for data and associations for connections. That split creates friction because you have to know which tool does what, and admins have to maintain 2 separate systems. Lookup properties bring labeled record relationships into the properties framework, so data capture feels consistent. You'll see a familiar dropdown, and admins configure it like any other property without extra setup. This lowers the learning curve and reduces user error and aids rep adoption. Madelyn, I'm curious, just because you mentioned it and you were excited to read about it. Are there any use cases that you have in mind, or any times when like you wish you had had this previously? Like, how are you expecting to use it in your world?
Yeah. I think there's like the typical user day-to-day aspect, and then there's the more like complex HubSpot admin who wants to do something a specific way thing. For one of our clients recently, they asked, or not recently, it was a few months ago, but they wanted to be able to see associated records of a certain association label in the index view. And, there was a lot of other ways to show it to them, but they wanted to see it there. And of course, that is kind of a block in adoption if that's what they're ready for at the time. For me, it's definitely like reporting, not having to create lists based off of other lists, or not having to like jump through a bunch of hoops to associate things to one another, or automate something being tagged to achieve the same thing. So it makes it a lot simpler just seeing everything in one place, but also unlocks you kind of just using your CRM the way you want to use it. So, yeah, and I think it's kind of weird to me how they phrased this. And again, I don't know what all your initial reaction was on Monday, but I kind of think of associations as properties anyways, but it was just like a different way to access the settings. So it's kind of funny. Yeah, I'm just like curious.
Yeah, and that was kind of where I am still a little stuck on when I would use this versus how associations work right now. And I think I'll just like now that I don't think I have gotten access, but I think once I do have access, it'll probably help me kind of put that into better context.
Yeah, that was a part of when I was talking to the team about it. They saw it as a way to make it easier to associate things like in CRM, so that you don't necessarily have to have a card. And then which card are you going to need to put that has the plus on it? And, and like, because you like kind of like you commit to a certain amount of real estate if you want the ability to manage associations on a record right now. And now with this, you'll be able to just have it be like another drop down.
Yeah, I hadn't thought of it like that actually, like just being able to edit them like from the index view or something. So cool.
Yep.
I'm also like, I have a project this week that I was building kind of a workaround for requiring an association at certain deal stages, which you can't do. So there's some workarounds there. I wonder if the lookup properties will be able to be like required.
Oh my gosh, you're so right. I've tried to do that so many times. That'll be really exciting.
Yeah, and it's stuff like that. It's like hasn't been a property yet. Now that it is, and they say something like shows up wherever you expect properties to be.
Yeah.
Hopefully, all of that other stuff like comes with it.
Cool. It makes sense that this is coming out like close to when Revenue Hub has gotten all of its glory, because that's, orders, invoices, like everything has to be associated, and there's specific times that they become associated. So that's probably for this too.
And like some of that stuff at the project we're going live with right now, it's like it gets so much easier when the accounting team is like, well, how do we make sure it's the billing contact, right? It's like, well, you just associate that contact record, and then like it might be one of the few places where there's like a pre-baked like association label ready that's not just parent child. Right, it's billing contact, and they had to put that in place to make like contracts and the way that quotes work now. Like they had to add some of that stuff, but it's still like you have to do it at some point. Like, and that's where if your accounting team is coming in and they're used to just filling in properties or it's just a different architecture required. But once you set it up, it makes everything else easier. So yeah, everybody's excited about that one. I don't think we've been over the quarterly marketplace update yet. You see that one? Right. So 193 plus. I love when they add the plus next to very specific numbers.
Yeah.
That just happened yesterday. We were looking at the new. It was like
The trending updates.
1,000.
That was the count when they made this, but they know it's continuing to grow.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That's
they're
an
running
optimistic
into.
look.
I might take notes here because I'm always having trouble when building with AI. It always wants to put counts, like on the web page or on a hard coded in, and I'm like, dude, stop! It's just gonna change tomorrow, and I'm not here to maintain it. We're not dynamic, but maybe you just have to put the plus there, and that makes everything good. Because we're proud of that 193. So 193 plus new and 13 plus featured updated apps in the HubSpot marketplace last quarter. Notable new and updated apps include Asana MCP, Bold Sign, CallRail has an AI voice assistant now that looks up HubSpot contact data, Eventbrite, Granola, HubSpot Agent for Copilot is a new app that brings your HubSpot customer context into Microsoft 365 Copilot so you can surface real-time CRM insights and take action back in HubSpot directly from Copilot Chat or Microsoft Teams. That's pretty cool if you're using Copilot. HubSpot connector for ChatGPT includes more stuff, including market campaign data. Same goes for HubSpot connector for Claude. Qualify got some updates. NetSuite, Quo, sales message, SMS, texting, and calling. Shopify now syncs product variants.
That's big.
Like different sizes or colors of the same item. I remember bringing that one up sometime last quarter. Slack now lets you chat with Breeze Assistant directly. Super now gives teams more flexibility in how they enforce and interact with their HubSpot processes. SurveyMonkey also updated well over 2,000 apps now in the HubSpot marketplace. Interesting to see what's happening with the marketplace as agents come in and workflows are now going to be a thing in the marketplace. Try at your own risk, I think, with workflows. But yeah, lots of stuff, lots of people building for HubSpot, which is good to see. Any of these, I heard some exclamations as I was reading through these, and maybe hit for you guys.
I'm sending the Slack one, which I think I knew about, but here's the thing. Even like people always say it's hard to keep up with the HubSpot updates. That's very true. I read them every day, but still sometimes you just need to have the right context. Like that Slack one, for example, I'm sure we read it. It probably it was an update, I think. But just this week, I had some conversations with two different sales teams who were really having trouble with lead score leads and understanding what to do with them, understanding why they scored and everything like this. Chris, I haven't talked to you about this. I think you'll like this though. And we were kind of working through a bunch of different stuff. And then really it was Breeze Assistant. Like literally all they needed to do was open up the record, ask Breeze Assistant, what has this person done recently? And then even ask, can you can you draft an email to like an intro email to this person? And like that was the full solve for 2 different teams this week. So
And they must have Slack, and now
thank
you
you
can do that
for
from
bringing
Slack.
it. Thank you for bringing it back to where I was. My brain got lost, but thank you.
Yeah.
But so I was just messaging one of those teams because they use Slack, and I don't know if Slack is a better surface for their team, but it is an option. So if that is a better surface, then that works too.
Yeah. I think so much of this, like, again, flies in the face of how we're supposed to be doing things, and how we're supposed to be building and sources of truth and find the one place that you do the thing. And it's just not reality anymore. And if you can make it work, this is why I love HubSpot so much. I know a lot of us do. It's like that's going to be the place where it's easiest to make sure all of the data and all of the context is unified and is easy to see, easy to understand, and then send it out and connect it to whatever you need to connect it to. So if we're in Slack today, let's message Breeze Assistant from there. If Breeze gives us a link to go into HubSpot and do some stuff, let's message Breeze Assistant from there. And then it's all going to roll together, so that teams can really just whatever you're comfortable with. So we finally let go of you don't have to use systems that you don't like using. I think our charge is helping everybody give themselves permission to stop doing it the ways that they hate doing it. Any on this list? I think you and I agree that the Shopify is a big deal. Madelyn.
Yeah. I think the SurveyMonkey one sounds nice too for people who don't use feedback surveys in HubSpot. Surveys are always hard because of matching it to the right contact. And this apparently fixes exactly that. So that's huge. And then let's see, I think there was one towards the top that caught my eye. I've been wanting to try granola, but I haven't yet. But that sounds great for people who are using that. And then Eventbrite for marketers. I think any of the event integrations are great. CallRail, I know a lot of our clients have had issues with CallRail configuration and settings. So that will be amazing. And then Bold Sign, I have never heard of that. Again, if you don't use quotes or if you don't use any of the e-sign tools in Revenue Hub, or if you're just evaluating what works best for you, like actually I'm doing that right now for my business, is deciding like what makes the most sense for us right now. And just being able to integrate stuff like that efficiently is cool.
Yeah, I do want to highlight again the HubSpot agent for Copilot.
Yeah.
Like, I think this is likely a sign of what's to come, and just HubSpot agent 4 fill in the blank. Like every software has a Copilot now. Like a lot of them do, right? And so just like Slack, I would imagine it's similar to that. But this opens the door for like a whole like new way to think about how you're using HubSpot, and how you're connecting HubSpot, but also any HubSpot agents have credits attached to them and the work that they do. So, but stuff like this is probably going to make it so like a lot of integration building just starts to melt away. If you can, I think Customer Agent by itself is doing that a lot right now, with what it can do. But when you can have purpose-built stuff Like that's really going to accelerate that.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen, is the CX score new?
I have opened this up like 4 times while we've been on the call
I've
trying to
noticed.
get someone to talk about this. Every time Chris is like, so what next? I'm like, open.
You're like, please.
All right, we can go there. What's changed? CX score now includes exclusion settings, giving admins control over which tickets get scored. From help desk settings, go into AI tools, you can toggle CX scoring on or off at the portal level and define rules to skip specific ticket types like spam or auto close tickets. This ensures scoring focuses on conversations where CX analysis is actually meaningful. That's a good plan. But what is it? Managers can now view a unified customer experience score on each support ticket. The score is evaluating the customer's satisfaction with the support ticket, and users can access a brief explanation for the score.
Why does it matter? The fast-paced world of customer service support team managers are overwhelmed by a flood of information. They have access to a wealth of HubSpot data points, from advanced reports and text-based insights to feedback surveys, but the abundance of information has created a new challenge. It's simply not feasible for managers to review every single data point at a glance and get a clear sense of their team's performance. This presents a significant hurdle. Leaders of support teams are struggling to gain insights into the overall customer experience and satisfaction of customers of their hybrid support teams. This challenge is further complicated by issues of existing customer feedback, low response rate, customers are submitting a small percentage of feedback surveys, inconsistent rating focus. In post-ticket surveys, customers are rating the experience with their support rep, CA, or their overall experience with the product or service. This leads to situations where the support rep did a fantastic job, but the customer still gets a low rating because the situation itself frustrated them severely. I've certainly done that. Inconsistent scales. Customers cannot easily compare survey types across platforms and survey type because of the different scales used in the industry. Without a holistic view, managers are forced to make reactive decisions, often addressing issues only after they've grown and impacted customer satisfaction. What it seems like is that this might be automatic, like not a score you configure yourself, but
Yep. Let's read that part. Score display and updates. The score is automatically calculated for each support ticket based on customer and rep message data once the ticket is closed. Users can access a number of different information about the CX score. We have CX score signals like positive factors, including enthusiastic gratitude and confirmed resolution with satisfaction. We have neutral factors, and we have lots of negative factors. Lots of negative factors, including hostile or angry emotional tone. We have a CX score that it's a value from 0 to 100. CX score range categorizes the score into actionable ranges. And a CX score explanation, providing an explanation of the score, including quotes from the conversation.
Very interesting.
We're here.
Yeah, this is interesting. So I don't do a lot of like customer health scoring, I started my career in marketing. I have slid over to sales enablement, but that's about as far as I've slid. So all of that to say, I haven't spent a ton of time, but I like that this is automated in a way that it's interpreting the experience. And it's a little less biased than a custom score is going to be.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm a little concerned that if you scroll up, I think to the why does it matter, or maybe I need to see this section. Yeah, like, so why does it matter? I think a big theme is that there's often not enough data or not enough recorded information about neutral or positive experiences, or just like the lack of negative experiences in general. So like it says, because of that, you get an inflated or deflated, number or average of the experience, and it doesn't really represent the relationship super well. But then in how does it work? It basically says that it's just based on all of those data points, but it just explained how you typically will get more negative data points than you will.
I think it means if you're relying only on like surveys, so like when people send a survey after the ticket's closed, most people are going to only respond to that survey if they have negative feedback, versus because this is automated, it's getting the full, like every ticket's experience is getting included versus I mean, like this is true of any review, like, right. You're only going to see reviews for the best and the worst. Like that's
right. No, that's a good point. I wasn't thinking of it that way. That it's collecting like qualitative data throughout every ticket and incorporating that. Okay, that makes more sense.
That's why I say we're here. We're like throw out all your garbage, human-based scoring that you think has been working. It hasn't been because you're not paying attention to your transcripts and tones and all this stuff. And I think health scoring has been getting there with like some of the sentiment analysis tools. But like HubSpot, when is this all over the portal? Like,
but this is
if
easiest.
It's like 6 months away, I'm going to run everything I do through tickets just so I can get this score.
But this is harder for what we call traditionally lead scoring. Me trying to not trigger Chris on a Friday morning. Traditional lead scoring, that we don't have like conversation, like all of this stuff that they're able to score on. Right. We don't have. We just don't. There's no way of collecting this data until we start having conversations with the person. Lead scoring is by its purpose is supposed to be who should we be prioritizing having those getting those conversations started with.
Right. Yeah. And I will say that we are already seeing things in intent signals that can get some qualitative data like this going. Once we dig into social posts and how people are commenting and all of that data is flowing in, it's like, have we identified the human being, and is the data related to them like unstructured or structured? Like there's always unstructured data related to a human. It's been whether or not we have it in our system or not. Most of the time we have it in our heads, in our email inboxes, in our like post-it notes on a desk, right? And now it's all coming in. So, but like all of the traditional systems, like until we see this, like we've talked about it on Value for Scoring for a while. It's like at some point you just want to hand this off to AI because it can see everything. It can understand the tone behind transcripts. We still have to tell it what that means to our business. And that's where I was talking about it with Trisha and Aaron on Wednesday about how you put agents in a position to be successful. And just like humans, like it's, I think Trisha said nine positives for every one negative, right? And now we see this list: 2 positive factors, 12 negative factors, right? And so what are the chances that the AI tool set in HubSpot is going to miss positive stuff and over-index on negative stuff, right? And some of that's the way that we operate and how hard it is to, like, somebody has excitement on their face, but the words that they're using are not exciting. Like, AI is going to miss stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I would push the HubSpot team and just you as a business to understand that dynamic and add some context into your portal about, like, this is what we care about as a business. Look for these terms, like, because that kind of transcript management is already available to you.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff that will make this way more valuable. Because there's just a risk here of, like, just telling what the score tells you to do, doing what the score is telling you to do without really making sure it's, like, correct.
Yeah.
Right. That said, I'm very excited for this moment where it's like all the transcripts, let AI give you the score and, like, start making decisions based on that instead of, like, I think it said here, like, the fact that we need a unified score for one ticket, like, maybe our systems have not been sufficient to understand this dynamic.
Yeah, I do think it's tricky, like, for a ticket to have positive scores, because a lot of times, like, a positive ticket is just one that gets, like, resolved quickly. Like, that's the positive. Like,
Yeah, it's just one that has the absence of a negative.
yeah.
Right. I see that as, like, some of these neutral factors, like positive future intent or advocacy. How is that a neutral factor?
Yeah.
Like, let's do some work here. That's all I'm saying. Like, there's a balance to be had. And there's so many moments and misses in human communication where it's like, oh, no, yeah, that was us. I guess I didn't need this, like, problem. Like, we didn't have this problem, right? So, very important update nonetheless. We got some scoring in, Casey.
It's been a big scoring week, actually.
Has been. It's like this layer is being activated in some way, that we're finally, like, the structure is where it needs to be to just monitor unstructured data in a way. I think I saw this on, like, the AI, like, insights for lead scoring, like, suggestions. So, yeah, Bree's going to work if we give it stuff to work with.
Yeah.
Speaking of scoring.
Thank you.
There's another score that we should talk about.
There is.
And that is, it's not.
Just you gotta lean in, Madelyn.
Okay.
You're in.
Conceptually, there's a connection conceptually, but I can't articulate it. But speaking of scoring, I think everybody needs to know their horoscope for this time period, based on recent HubSpot updates and based on the Zodiac. So, based on some of the big updates centered on a redesigned home feed, campaign cloning APIs, and all of the other APIs that we've seen updates on, smarter prospecting, starter upgrades, dashboard themes, and AI scoring insights. Here are the zodiac signs horoscopes. So for Aries, for all of us three, your momentum gets a smarter target this week. Charge towards the highest signal opportunities, but let better prioritization do some of the chasing for once. Taurus.
I felt that.
Yeah, I know. I felt that too. Taurus. Comfort meets upgrade energy. Small improvements to your daily systems could unlock a surprisingly polished, high-performing rhythm. I think Bill Barlas is a Taurus. So
Oh, we'll have to get the
we should
zodiac
have like
signs of all of.
like a floating head of people that we know. And just talk about them.
This will be on the website for sure.
Now I'm dying. Gemini, your curiosity pays off when scattered ideas get organized into one sharp feed. Follow the signal, not every tab calling your name. Cancer, you're being asked to create a calmer home base. Streamline your world, trust what matters most, and let clarity feel nurturing instead of restrictive. Leo, which it's Leo season right now, so, all the Leos out there. Your visibility is rising and presentation matters. This is your moment to make the story look as strong as it feels. Virgo, precision is your superpower right now. Better structure, cleaner automation, and smarter scoring help you turn instinct into repeatable results. Libra, harmony comes from alignment, not decoration alone. Balance aesthetics with utility, and your next move will feel both elegant and effective. Scorpio, hidden signals are working in your favor. Trust what's beneath the surface. The strongest opportunities may reveal themselves through patterns others miss. Sagittarius, expansion gets easier when the path is already mapped. Big ideas can move faster now, especially when the tools finally match your ambition. Capricorn, efficiency is your love language this cycle. Ooh. Build once, clone wisely, and stop wasting energy rebuilding what already works. Aquarius, innovation is calling from every direction, but the real breakthrough is usability. The future wins when bold ideas become everyday habits. And Pisces, let intuition partner with insight. You don't need to guess the vibe anymore. The right signals are surfacing, and they're gentler than they are loud. I liked those.
Yeah.
So yeah.
A
So
lot
they can
about.
see that on the website at some point.
Yeah. Yeah, at some point. My momentum gets a smarter
Eventually.
target this week.
Yep.
So
There it is.
yes, soon on the Another Orange Morning website, and hopefully an email too that you can subscribe to get your HubSpot horoscope.
Yep.
But
Coming to an
So,
inbox near you.
Yeah. So if you want to sign up for fun stuff like that, or you have other ideas of your own, we're trying to make Another Orange Morning into kind of a community site, community content situation of sorts, just to help everybody be more aware of the value that's around them in this ecosystem. And with that, we will wish everybody a great weekend and see you on Monday.